Yoga to keep joints fit? Keeping your joints fit with yoga? This is the podcast of www.lindyyoga.com. There are many things that we have become accustomed to, but which do us harm instead of good. This can also affect our joints. Posture or diet. What can cause long-term damage? We often don't realize how important our joints at the knees, shoulders, or hips are until we start having complaints. Then we realize how much we depend on them. Some aches and pains are due to bad habits that we should break as soon as possible. In this way we can prevent future joint problems. Why does too little exercise cause pain? What is often not taken into account is that sitting puts a lot of tension on the joints. At the same time, the muscles are not exercised enough due to a permanent sitting posture, which means that they cannot support the joints enough. Thus, lack of exercise is a great enemy for the joints. It is also a false assumption that sparing protects against wear and tear. What helps is a balanced and appropriate movement. What are wrong movements for the joints? The term wrong movement includes, for example, lifting heavy loads every day. Competitive athletes may find their sport stresses their joints if it involves high-impact loads or abrupt changes of direction, such as in tennis or soccer. Can weight-bearing put a strain on the joints? The shoulder joints can be damaged if we put a heavy load on them from one side, such as heavy bags hanging from one shoulder. A backpack that distributes the load over both shoulders is much gentler. An additional hip belt takes the load off the shoulders, since the hips also carry it. When does sitting put a strain on the body? As mentioned earlier, sitting puts a strain on the joints. However, the sitting position can be designed in such a way that the joints suffer less. For example, the legs should not be crossed. This causes the pelvis to be crooked, putting strain on the neck muscles, spine, and intervertebral discs. In the long term, this can lead to problems with the intervertebral discs, hip, and back pain. Putting the feet out behind the knees, or stretching the neck forward because the screen is too far away, also puts strain on the joints. For this reason, a workplace should be set up as ergonomically as possible. In between, people should stand up and walk around. Shaking out your arms and legs can also prevent painful joints. Can the smartphone harm the joints? Again, it's the unnatural positions we assume when staring at the tiny little screen. Neck pain and headaches can occur due to overtensioning of the cervical spine. When does improper diet stress the joints? An unhealthy diet promotes joint inflammation. This includes red meat, fast food, and high-sugar foods. Those who eat whole grains, nuts, fruits, and vegetables can prevent this. What is the best age precaution for healthy joints? In addition to a balanced diet, sports that are easy on the joints, such as swimming or walking, should be chosen. Walking also helps to keep the joints healthy. Does yoga keep the joints fit? Yoga moves the entire body with its many asanas. Through yoga styles such as hatha yoga or other gentle forms, many, and especially the most important joints can be moved and thus kept healthy. Again, it is important not to overdo it but to move to strengthen your body and keep it flexible. Joint health can also be promoted by a mix of yoga, swimming, and walking. It should be 3 times a week for half an hour to move consciously. More yoga news on www.lindyyoga.com.